Good morning, I'm Brian with glutenfreehomebrewing.com. Today we're going to film a long overdue follow-up to our Grainfather series. We're going to be removing the bottom plate and the stainless steel mesh screen that we had installed on top of the bottom plate and replace it with a 1000 micron stainless steel mesh screen. The one that we had in place there was approximately 500 microns. We made it ourselves. We cut down a splatter screen from a kitchen store, and we placed it on top of the bottom plate. That allows, when you put the silicone seal on it, it holds the screen in place, and the bottom plate reinforces and holds that firmly in place. You definitely don't want to put this screen on the bottom. It just wouldn't hold up. So remove the bolt on the bottom, and I would unthread this as if it had some kind of thread, just to make sure that you don't pull any of that stainless steel mesh screen apart. And then you're going to place the 1000 micron stainless steel mesh screen. It's cut to exactly the same size as the bottom plate. Again, re-thread that through just to make sure that if it catches on anything that you're not pulling things through or pulling things apart. And then put your bottom bolt back on, and then replace the seal. Once the seal's been replaced, you can put it back in the inner basket, I think that Grainfather calls it, and then you're ready to brew again. So we're going to take some video and some samples of the flow rate, how clean the wort is during the brew. We noticed when we used the screen that we made ourselves, which is again approximately 500 microns, we noticed that we had to restrict the flow rate a little bit. It wasn't a big deal, but we're anticipating with a larger gap in the stainless steel mesh screen that we can probably up that flow rate again, probably open it all the way, I would suspect, but we'll find out shortly, and get good circulation, and also hold back any of the particulates in the grain bill from going into the wort. So I'll catch you in a minute. Before we move on to the mash, I wanted to share with you some tricks that I came up with in regards to getting the bottom plate with the stainless steel mesh screen and silicone, using one silicone seal, into the bottom of the grain basket. It's not the easiest thing in the world, even without the addition of the stainless steel mesh screen on top of it. By putting the screen on top of the plate, and I'm just going to use the top plate for an example, you're really going probably beyond the intended purpose of that silicone seal. It's now holding two pieces together and creating that seal that is designed to provide. You could use a second silicone seal. I prefer to use one silicone seal so it's all cinched together. What I do is I use the PBW cleaning solution, and I get the inside of the grain basket really slick so that seal has an easier time sliding into place. And then the other thing that I do to prevent the silicone seal, as you're pushing it down towards the bottom, the silicone seal has a tendency to want to kind of fold over on itself and pop off of the bottom plate and the stainless steel mesh screen. So what I did, and I don't know what this is, but this yellow piece of plastic that came in the Grainfather package, it was some kind of shipping plastic. What I did is I actually used this, placed it inside of the Grainfather, like so, although at the bottom. And what that does is, when you're pushing down on the plastic piece, which is really difficult to illustrate, but you're obviously pushing down, what that does is it prevents this little silicone piece from actually rolling over on itself. And when you're done, and I don't know that you can see this in the video, but the silicone seal is all the way around the bottom, and you definitely can't see it on this side, is all the way around the top. So I have a good seal. It's using one silicone seal, not two. It's holding the stainless steel screen and the bottom plate together in one unit. So I wanted to share that with you. I know this part can be frustrating getting all this to come together, and we're asking that silicone seal to do more than it's intended to do. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the next section. Using the 1000 micron stainless steel mesh screen, we achieved a very vigorous recirculation rate. We did not have to restrict the recirculation rate at all. This is at 100%. With the 500 micron stainless steel mesh screen, we definitely had to restrict the flow rate. After a few minutes of the wort recirculating through the grain bill, it did a really great job of clearing it up. The wort actually is very clear. There's a little bit of debris floating around, but other than that, it's very clear and has a very vigorous recirculation rate. We're in the second step of our mash today, using the 1000 micron stainless steel mesh screen. When you start the mash, you're going to want to allow 5 or 10 minutes to allow the wort to clear up. The 1000 micron screen did a great job clearing up the wort. There's a little bit of debris floating around in it compared to the 500, but it's actually very clean. As far as recirculation rate, you didn't have to restrict it. So you have the wide range of slowing down this recirculation rate or just letting it go, and that gives you, as the brewer, that leverage. So we're really happy with it. Thinking forward as far as where we're going with this information, it probably makes more sense if we were to make 1000 or any stainless steel mesh screen available for sale. Probably makes more sense to sell the 1000, because the 500 you can make yourself. You can get the splatter screen, cut it down, and the 1000 is something that you don't necessarily or easily have access to. So that probably makes more sense going in that direction. But we want your input. We have somebody that can possibly make these for us locally. If you are interested in a product like this, please let us know. Email, Facebook, Twitter, our text app. You'll also be the first to know when we make it available, if we decide to go forward with that. As far as this series, this could be the last episode, or we could do more. We don't really know where to go with it right now. We wanted to do this follow-up, but we didn't really put much thought past that. So please reach out to us, let us know what else with the Grainfather would you like to know, and we can demonstrate it for you. Regarding anything else, I think that kind of wraps up today. We're enjoying the Tale of Two Stouts, which is a recipe kit available on our website, so you can check that out if you'd like. And thank you for watching. Again, I'm Brian with glutenfreehomebrewing.com.